back again. I'm Tammy from Gratitude to Greatness. This morning is my husband's birthday. I'm getting going a little bit late on a birthday gift for him. He is an ice hockey player. He loves to play ice hockey. He plays a couple days a week. And I was trying to think of something a little bit original to do for him. So at Value Village, I picked up this coffee. Here's a coffee tray stand, and this tray goes right on it. It was all the beige color, but I painted the base blue, and I'm gonna try to make it look a little bit, you know, the color of the ice. I'm gonna do a resin project. So what I have is the resin, the hardener. I have some hockey players here, wooden hockey players. I got these off of Amazon. So first off, I have his number 77. So I'm gonna, this I made on contact paper. So I'm gonna stick each number 77 on each of the hockey players. The name of his hockey team are the Diamond Kings. And so this emblem they have on their jerseys. So I'm gonna place that on the tray that is on contact paper as well. So I'm gonna get double-sided tape and do that. But first, I have to do like a paint on a base coat of the resin hardener and just paint that on and then let that dry for about 4 hours. And then I can stick the hockey players and the crown on there and then do a thicker pour of about 1/4 of an inch over that. Oh, I got a hockey puck. I'm gonna stick that on there too. So this, anyway, when I'm done, it's going to be like his little side table where he puts his drink or whatever in the night. He has a glass table by the edge of the couch right now, but this will be nice. It has edges, so he won't be spilling as much, maybe. Anyway, I'm going to get ready and mix my pour. So here is one cup. Here is my stir. And I have a little spongy brush here. Spongy brush, mask to mix. The fumes, I have my window open behind. This isn't the greatest mask, but it's what I could find at the moment. So I'm gonna put this on. Get another glove here, glove up, and I want equal parts of epoxy and the hardener. I've never done this before, so this is new to me. We'll see how it works out. So first, gotta get equal amounts. Let me get that straight there. There we go. So I have my measuring cup. So I'm going to put equal amounts of each. So I'm going to go up to the 2 line here. I always wanted to do something with resin. You see those super beautiful tables? They make like river-like tables with resin and beautiful color with live edge wood around the edges, and then a river kind of going through it. And maybe one day I'll make one of those. That would be cool. But let's see how I do this first anyway. So nice and thick. You gotta do it. That's kind of hard to squeeze out. This must be the hardener because it's pretty hard. So there we go. I probably got too much on there. Put the lid right back on that. I guess it hardens really, really fast. So you gotta stir it up pretty fast. Like this. And they have colors that you can add to it. I have some powdered colors, although I'm not gonna use any extra colors today. I just want clear since I have the blue color underneath. So I put this on. Now I know why I need a blowgun to get the air bubbles out, because there's a lot, but this is just kind of a little base coat here. Just gotta rub it on the bottom really quick. It's already hardening. I want to do it quick, quick, quick. I don't know, this kind of, I guess, seals it in. My tray's a little bit warped in the middle, but it'll be all even at the top when I get all done. So yeah, it really thickens quick. That's for sure. I don't know how they do the floors, epoxy floors. I've seen some beautiful ones. I saw a video of one where a guy was, he put like logs on the floor, small logs, and then I used colors so it looked like a river, like you were walking on a transparent river or lake, and you were looking at the bottom of the river or lake with the logs. And oh my gosh, I would love to have an epoxy floor like that. Bring the indoors, the outdoors indoors, something like that. I really like that. Or I've seen epoxy floors that look like the ocean floor. Not the ocean floor, but like a beach. And I think that's wonderful too. So I'm gonna also paint it along the edges of the tray as well. I don't know if anybody's ever tried this before. Let me know. One time I bought a beautiful cutting board that was made with epoxies, and they made epoxy crystals. Like, it looked like real amethyst that was on the cutting board. And it was beautiful. I don't know whatever happened to it. I have no idea. I haven't seen it forever. But when we remodeled, I packed everything in boxes, and still haven't found everything. So who knows? One day it will show up. Maybe by then I'll make my own new one. So anyway, so today's my husband's birthday, and I gotta be grateful that I still am fortunate to have him around. Several years ago, we were in Africa, and we had finished with our safari, and we went to Victoria Falls. And it was my goal when we went to Victoria Falls to jump off and do this free fall into the river canyon. And so I was doing that, and then he decided, well, he would do it too. Otherwise, I guess he thought he would be weak if he didn't do it. So he did it as well. I did it first, and then he did it, and he had a minor heart attack when he did it. And long story short, it was like, I'll tell you the story sometime. It was scary. You know, we're in the middle of Victoria Falls, is like this little, a village of a town. There's not much there. The hospital was very rustic, very rustic. I mean, there's warthogs running around outside, and other animals, but I saw the warthogs. And so he was in this very rustic hospital. And we didn't get the travel insurance. Big mistake. Airplane, the the medical jet, his office was right next door to the hospital, because I guess they must really have a lot of accidents there. But they wanted like $10,000 to fly us to Johannesburg. But since it was a minor heart attack, we were able to fly with a private nurse on a regular jet the day after his heart attack, because we were going to go to a large hospital in Johannesburg. And so the private nurse went with us, and she was so kind and everything. Her name was Angela. But when we got to Johannesburg, we couldn't get into the hospital right away. For some reason, we had to make an appointment, since it wasn't a major heart attack, for the next day. But meanwhile, in the middle of the night, our hotel was across from the hospital. In the middle of the night, he had a massive heart attack, the kind called a widowmaker. So the hospital, or the hotel, had a wheelchair. The nurse and one of the hotel workers and I pushed him over to the hospital, to the ER, in the wheelchair. He got in, but before they would actually do anything, get him into surgery and do anything, I had to come up with, like, I think it was $14,000. And it was towards the end of our vacation, so it's not like I had it in my pocket. So I'm trying to get $14,000 to save my husband's life. You know, it took hours. Finally, I, gathered, all the credit cards and got all the money together, and they got him into surgery. And he had a very good doctor, but it turned out okay. But it was very scary. So I gotta be so grateful to the doctor that saved his life finally, after I paid money. Grateful that he's still alive, and it's been 3 years now. And so I'm grateful, that he's still doing okay. It was a very scary experience when you're in a foreign country where you've never been before, and and you don't know quite what to do. But thank goodness, I'm so grateful for the nurse, Angela, that was there for me and for him. If it wasn't for her and, her help and everything, he could have died. Anyway, so this present is for him on his birthday. And he's really a great guy. I don't know, he plays ice hockey after that major heart attack. So at first, when he first went back to playing hockey, it was really scary, just wondering, is he going to be okay? And, it's been 3 years, and he is. He went a year without playing, which really, really broke his heart, because that's what he loves. So anyway, making this gift. Okay, so now I have my base coat down, and I'm going to put my contact paper down with the crown for the Diamond Kings. So I'm gonna place it about there. There we go. Now I've got a hockey puck. In the end, the hockey puck is going to stick up a little bit outside of the resin. Once I'm all finished, I want it to stick up a little bit. I don't know. And for a little texture, I don't know why, but just because that's what I'm going to do. The sticky stuff's hard to get off. So this is my double stick, that double stick spongy tape that I put on the back. So that way, when I put the resin down, when I pour more resin, it won't float up in the resin. It will stick down to the bottom. Anyway, my husband, yeah, he loves hockey. He even goes on Saturdays and practices his skating, and he goes sometimes on another day and has like a person who gives him pointers, like a coach, I guess you would call it. So, but he loves his hockey. There's the hockey puck. Now I put his number on the little hockey guy's number 77. So, and I put the double stick spongy tape on the back. So I'm gonna put this hockey guy right here. Boom. And another little hockey guy right here. Once in a while he'll go to a Kraken game, or we've gone together as two, so that's kind of fun. I prefer to get box seats. I don't like to sit in the stands too much, so once you've had the box seat, you don't want to go back. Unless you're right on the front line, I suppose. Here's another one. Oh, I think he's going to love this table. I mean, he's so hard to buy for. Very difficult. So, I really think that he'll like this. One more hockey player. And then I have some blue, like, that kind of glass you put in a gas fireplace to make it look pretty. So I thought I might stick a few pieces of, oh, I didn't get sticky tape. Oh, I have some thin sticky tape. So I'll put, so I don't want it to float up at all, but it's just kind of pretty. Add to a little bit of blue color on there. I had this glass left over from when we had an outdoor fire table at our old house, which I loved. It was set in stone, but then my son lit a fire in it on a cold, icy day, and so the stone cracked. Then we didn't use it anymore. It was ugly. But things like that happen. One day after we just had our kitchen, well, we did a lot of remodeling in our house, and I had the barbecue up against the outside wall below a new window that we have, and gosh, I cracked the window, the brand new window. So the window in the kitchen is still cracked. We haven't got it fixed yet, so I don't know, probably get it fixed before Christmas, before summer, hopefully in the spring. But, got some here. Anyway, have you ever done resin projects? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. After I do this, if it turns out, I'm gonna try something else. We actually need a dining room table. So I don't know. I've seen so many cool ones made with resins and wood. I would love to have a table like that. So, you know, we don't have a large dining area, so it would just have to be small. I might be able to handle small. Could never do one of those big ones without without further knowledge of what I'm doing. So anyway, I almost got all this glass. Some glass put down here. Okay, I'm back. It sat overnight, and now I have poured one part of my epoxy here. Now I'm adding equal amounts. So this is the hardener, and I have to pour fast and stir really fast. It's hard on my hands. I have arthritis, so it's kind of a bit hard on my hands here. So, stir. Ugh, I didn't put my mask on. Ugh. Oh well. I have my window open. I have my window open all the way, so. Anyway. Stir. Stir. So we have another beautiful day today since the fog went away this morning. We haven't been able to see the northern lights because every evening here it's foggy, like very foggy. So anyway, it's nice today. After I do this, I'm going to be going outside and doing some work outside. So here's how my tray turned out. That part's all hardened up. So it doesn't look very flat there. I have it up on a box, so it's not looking too flat. So I'm gonna take it off of here. I just wanted the height there so you could see. But there we go. Back down. Okay, stirring. I had a really hard time getting the bottom, not the bottom, the first part of the resin out of the plastic jug because of the difficulty with my hands. But once the hardener gets in, the hardener was a little bit easier to pour. Okay. So now, gotta get this even. I was just trying to put it on a raised surface so you could see. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. Don't mind my closet in the back. It's my extra closet for extra clothes. My head always gets cut off. Okay, so give this a little pour. So I'm going to put this coat on. I'm going to spread it all around and then let it dry because this kind of epoxy is only meant for shallow pores, 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So can't do more than that. I have my other little spreader here, so just gonna spread it around. The other spread turned out really nicely, I thought. So, but we'll see what it looks like in the end. Anyway, my husband's birthday was yesterday, so I told him he was getting a late birthday present since I got a late start on even thinking about what to do for his birthday. You know, when somebody has everything they want, and it makes it really difficult. It's like for my dad. My dad was always difficult as well. But here we go. Spreading, spreading, spreading. But I hope you're enjoying following along with me. I'm really grateful to have you all here today. I'm grateful for that nice sunny day. I'm grateful I'm going to go outside later. You know, sometimes people have a hard time, you know, finding something they're grateful for. But you got to just be grateful for waking up in the morning. Try to have positive thoughts no matter how difficult something might be in your life. You know, right now my life is pretty good, but I always, you know, I haven't always had good things, you know, going on in my life. I've had some difficult times, which that will be a whole nother video about. One day I will do that. So my tray has a little dip in the middle where it's a little bit warped. That's probably why it was at Value Village, but it's okay. It will still turn out all right. As long as I get my resin flat in the end, it will be perfect. Anyway, gives me something to do. Because I don't have enough cleaning around my house and laundry to do. As if. So, what do all of you do in your spare time? Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment on what you might like to see. I think next week maybe I'll do a travel video on someplace that I've been. That might be, you know, kind of interesting. So, okay, I'm going to get out my blowgun here. Let me see here. So I'm blowing any air bubbles out. This small one works well for a small project like this. I'm blowing some into the corner actually too. A larger one, if I was to do a large project, I for sure would get a larger heat gun. But this is perfect for this. And we'll see how this turns out if I do a larger one. I'll probably try to do something else. I'm sorry, my head keeps getting cut off. I don't know why there's a gray strip across the top of my video. I need to ask ChatGPT about that. I've been asking ChatGPT what to do on a lot of things for YouTube. It's like so handy. I'm so glad my son introduced me to ChatGPT because it really has helps me a lot. So anyway, I think doing good on my air bubbles here. There we go. Pretty good. Now, there we are. Oh, where's off? Here it is. Anyway, I'm gonna lift my camera up so you can take a peek. There you go. That's what it looks like right now. So I will let it set again overnight, and I will do another pour for you tomorrow. So anyway, I'll see you the next clip. Okay, I'm back. And I have my hardener and my tabletop resin. Equal amounts here. My thing, it hardened quite nicely. And I figured out how to get that black streak off of the top, the black shadow off the top of my video that I've been having. It doesn't look like my iPad holder would make that mark, but that's what was doing it. So I have to put it in a little bit differently. So here, stir, stir. This time I'm out of stirs. I have to use the end of one of my wooden spoons here. That's okay. I have lots of wooden spoons. So here we are. All stirred up nice. Set that down. I got my little spreader here. So we're gonna do a little pour. And I'll even probably have to do one more tomorrow. It's gonna be a few days after his birthday by then, but oh well, that's the way it goes. Ooh. So it's afternoon now. This morning I drove from my area to my dad's, about 3 hours away. He's in a retirement facility, but instead of being on the main floor where he used to be when he first moved there, he got moved down to the place where people are who need more care. He's got a bit of dementia now. He does remember who my brother and sister and I are, but he gets a bit confused, and it's hard. It's hard to see him that way. You know, he used to be so active and did so much, and now he just basically eats and sleeps. And it's hard to watch your parents become older. And you know, you see mortality. You just hope that, you know, it's not going to happen to you in the same way. But so many friends' parents, you know, if they haven't passed on now, you know, they're in this same stage of life. And it's a very, very difficult thing to witness. So mainly I drive there 3 hours. I show him pictures, mostly of his great-granddaughter, which he loves. He remembers who she is, and he loves to look at photographs of her. And sometimes I FaceTime with her. She's only 18 months now. He did get to see her once since she's been born, as they live across the state. So, but that's what makes him happiest. When we're not looking at pictures, he's generally sleeping. So I go there and I sit with him and hold his hand. And my sister lives closer to him, so she sees him, you know, all the time. It's hard for her because she's the one that's closest. My brother and I, you know, we spend time with him like every weekend or every other weekend when we take the drive. Okay, so now there's the air bubbles, so I'm just trying to warm them up and pop them with my hot gun here. What do you guys thinking of my little project here? I know it's not that big, but anyway, I think my husband will like it. So, it's hard to see the air bubbles in this light. Anyway, yeah, it's making the house smell up. You can smell it upstairs, even though I have a window open and everything, but the smell just goes all through the house. If I would do this you know, in the springtime when it's more pleasant outside, I can just, you know, let the smell drip in the outdoors. Anyway, there we are. I noticed that when I did the outside, it dripped after I left, so I'm gonna have to go over that again and then and sand it down and buff it, but it will come out. It will come out all right in the end. There we go. Well, I think that's good for now. Now tomorrow it will take another coat, since this is since you can only spread this very thinly. There are so many different kinds, come to find out, of epoxy and hardener. You know, there's some that you can buy that you can pour really thick, and maybe it would take 72 hours to dry. So next time I will go with the thicker kind that you can dry over the 72 hours. But anyway, there we are, and I will be back here in the next clip. Well, I'm grateful that you joined me right here while I was making my resin table, the gift I'm making for my husband for his birthday, actually a late birthday present. So join me on Monday for part 2, finishing up the resin table that I'm making for my husband. So grateful for all of you, and enjoy your weekend. Sending love out into the world, and I will see you on Monday.